Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you have never been welcome before, welcome. Make sure you go down below, subscribe and turn that notification bell on so you get notified every time that I upload a new video. So guys, today I'm so excited because we're going to be doing our second Christmas look of the season. I'm going to be doing a snowy icicle look, as you guys have seen from the title. So yesterday I did a classic red and green eye with gold highlights, and if you haven't watched that video, please go and watch it because I really enjoyed filming that one, and it was the first makeup video that I've uploaded in a while. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that, and I hope you guys are gonna really enjoy all of my makeup videos this season and this one. So yes, today I'm going to be doing a icicle snowy look. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, as always, I'm going to be using my favourite moisturiser, Balmain's. I'm just going to be taking a pump and spreading this all around my face. I've already moisturised recently this morning, so I'm just going to put a little bit because my skin is already heavily moisturised. Remember guys, it is really important to moisturize before you put your makeup on, because you never know how long you're gonna have your makeup on for. If you're like going a whole day, you won't be able to put moisturizer on during the day, so it's really important to moisturize before. So now I'm going to be using my primer, and this basically helps your makeup stick on really well. So I'm going to be using the Cartier London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer and taking a good blob of that and just rubbing that into my face. So guys, now it is time for base makeup, aka the first step, which is foundation. So today I'm going to be using my tinted moisturizer made from my favourite foundation and of course some moisturizer. So basically how you make this is take your favourite foundation and just mix it in with your favourite moisturizer, and there you go. So how I apply this usually is I take a scoop of it on my finger. It's a little bit thicker than normal foundation, so you're gonna need your beauty blender nice and wet, and if you're using a brush, maybe just wet your brush a little bit so it will blend in much easier. And I would recommend a beauty blender for this because it just helps it blend in so much better. So I'll come back once I have my foundation slash tinted moisturizer on. So my base makeup, guessing that my foundation slash tinted moisturizer is now on. So I'm going to be taking my concealer, which is the Lasting Radiance by Rimmel London. I use this in every video, so I'm just going to try and open it. And I'm sure you guys know how to apply concealer: under the eyes, little dot on the nose, under the chin, and on the forehead. So my concealer is now on, and now it's time to blend. So I'm just going to be using this mini beauty blender to blend that in, and of course it's wet. So now that our concealer and foundation are on my face, I'm going to be setting them in with the Stay Matte powder. This is kind of like a pressed powder. So what you do is just gently dab it into your skin, and it'll really lock in all your makeup. So I like this because it's easy to apply and it's a lot easier than this powder. So for beginners, I would really recommend this. Next up is contour and bronzer. So I'm going to be using this contour palette from Primark, and then I'm going to be taking this contour and highlighter brush and just dipping the end of it in, tapping it off, and then making a straight line from my ear to the side of my mouth, and then we're going to do that on the other side, nice and gently. This contour today is definitely better than yesterday's because if you guys saw yesterday's video, it was very unblended and then I fixed it. Bronzer, I'm going to be using the Rimmel London Radiance Brick. This is one of my favourite bronzers, and it's a very light shimmery bronzer, so I'm just going to swirl my big bronzer brush all around and just put this all over my face to give myself a little nice bronzy glow. For blush, I'm going to be using this High Pigment blusher from Primark, and it's a really pretty colour, but it's very pink, so I usually just put a little bit on, and I use this one for more like makeup looks, and then the one I use regularly for like everyday natural makeup looks, I use that every day, and it's a little lighter like peachy colour. This one I like to use for these looks. So now that my face makeup is done, I'm going to be doing my brows. So I'm going to be using the Take a Brow palette by Coverstar, and I'm going to be taking the Wax Colour Shade Honey, taking a good bit onto my little eyebrow brush and brushing this through my eyebrow hairs. And as you guys know, I don't do proper brows like all lined out with concealer because my eyebrows are really thin, and since I'm so young, I don't feel like I need to do that because I just brush this wax, gives my eyebrows a nice color, and I don't have to do anything fancy to them. Now it is time to conceal my eyelids, so I'm just going to be using some of my same concealer and this brush. I'm just going to put a little splodge on that and then wipe it right across my eyelid nice and gently, and just getting up there and kind of carving up my brows. I don't really do that as I just said, but I'm just going to be doing this with the concealer anyway. If you guys didn't know, concealer helps your eyeshadow stick. So if you use your concealer and then a light brown topaz kind of beige color, it will lock in your makeup, and then you have a lovely base to start doing your colors or your smoky eye or whatever you're doing on your eyes. Now with a clean brush for eyeshadow, I'm just going to be going in with this light beige brown topaz kind of color from this Revolution Colourpops palette, and tapping that off and then just patting this onto my lid to give myself a nice base for the blue icy look I'm going to be doing today, and then just tapping that in nice and gently and to the corners and underneath the eye even, since I'm going to be doing some work there too. So guys, now it is time for eyeshadow. I'm going to be using the James Charles palette, of course, and then I'm also going to be using some shades from the Revolution palette, maybe this darker purpley kind of colors in the inner crease. And then I'm also going to be using this holographic eyeshadow palette with this color and maybe a few of the silvers and minty colors. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same brush that I laid my base down with because it's a very light color. I'm going to be taking this blue color and placing this in the middle of my eye. It's kind of shimmery, as you guys can see, so I'm hoping that the color really pays off. So I'm going to just be placing this in the middle of my eye, and then I'm going to intensify it and then bring a darker color into the outer eye, and then on the inner eye I'm going to blend in a nice light snowy color. So now that I've got the middle bit done here, I'm just going to do that on the other side as well, and just making a nice stripe of blue right in the middle of the eye, like so. Now going in with the James Charles palette, I'm going to be taking a little bit of this shade. I'm not sure. I think it's called Playground. Let me just check. Yep, it is. So I'm just going to be taking the shade Playground and tapping off the excess and packing that into a little bit of the outer area now. So as you can see, it's getting a little bit darker on both sides now. And on the outer area now, I'm going to be taking in a little bit of Brother and Cola. So I think I'm going to take Brother first and just I'm going to pack that onto the outer corner like that. And then we're going to get even darker with a little bit of Cola on our brush, and then really drag that out to the other side. So that's how it's looking at the moment, and then I'm going to make it even lighter on the inner corner, and then I'm going to do the same with the other side. And this is using the same brush, guys, because don't be afraid to do that, because if you use the same brush, it'll create a lovely ombre color on each side of the eye, because the colors are already mixing together before you've even blended them. Now I'm going to be taking that light blue again and putting that in the inner corner, and then just about to here, then I'm going to stop and then fill in more darkness into the middle area. So I'm going to be using this purpley shade with actually a different brush. I'm going to be using this blending brush from Primark and taking that purpley sparkly shade. It's really pretty. It's like nice and sparkly. Taking that and then applying that on the outer corner with the James Charles colors, and it will really blend a nice ombre. Okay guys, so I'm done with the darker colors and I'm really happy on how this is turning out. So now on the inner corner, I'm going to add the most beautiful blue color, and then of course some highlight on the inner eye. I'm going to bring that right down into the lower lid and then getting darker when it comes up to here. And then we're going to be doing some icicles coming down from my eyes, so which I'm really excited about. So I'm going to be taking the shade Hello in the James Charles palette and just going in with my finger, and look at that color, beautiful. And then I'm going to be swiping this on the inner eye. Oh, I love it so much. And then I'm going to blend that into the inner corner and then come out and up. Oh, I love it. It's a really pretty pop of color. And then bringing that the same down here. And then of course I'm going to be doing cleaning that up a little bit maybe, and then I'm going to be doing the I think I'm going to use either Face in the palette, this beautiful shade, or maybe even this or this, but I think I'm either going to use the cooler toned highlighters. So I think I'm going to be going in with this lighter highlighter color up at the top of the palette. I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm going to be taking this with this little flat paneled brush and placing this on the inner eye. So pretty. And bringing it up, and then we're going to drag this to the lower lash line and through, and then up here, and then we're going to blend out using the darker shade Cola. Okay, so I've blended out on the lower lash line, and this will look a bit better once we add the icicles coming down. And now I'm just doing this the same on the other side, and then just poking myself in the eye, bringing it down a little bit, and then down across here, and then blending out with Cola. I think this side needs a little bit more. I'm gonna clean that up. Okay, so now I've finished the eye, and now I'm going to take the palette again, and I'm gonna be taking Hello again and using that for the icicles. So what I'm gonna do is basically take the shade, bring it down, and then curving it so it looks like icicles coming down from my eye. And then I'm gonna do that again, and then at the end I'm gonna add highlights with the lighter shade that I used in the inner corner right there. So I will come back once I have icicles drawn on both eyes. Okay guys, so I have the icicles drawn on both sides. So now I'm gonna go in with some shading and colors, and I'm gonna be going in with a black on the outside and then doing some shading just behind the icicles like this, so they kind of look a little bit 3D. So guys, I've finished the icicles and I'm so happy. They look 3D on my face. Literally, I love them so much, and it looks like I've been crying, and they've frozen as icicles, and I think that's really cool. So I hope you guys really like this look, because I really do. So now I'm gonna put on some lashes. As yesterday, I'm gonna be using the Girls with Attitude lashes. I really like these lashes, and they're really good, and they look pretty natural when I have them on. So you guys know the drill. Glue, let them dry for a minute, and then stick them. So guys, the lashes are on, and now it's time for the lips. But first I forgot highlighter, so I'm going to be using this pink diamond highlighter from Primark and my highlighting brush. Popping that on the edge of my nose, down my nose, and a little bit on the sides of my cheekbones. And then Cupid's bow, chin, and we are done with highlighter. So for the lips, I'm going to be using this shimmery lipstick. It does look pink, but I promise you, watch this. It doesn't give your lips a pink tint. It just gives them a little bit of a shimmer. So now I'm going to be using my James Charles palette, and I'm going to be taking the shade Hello and taking this, and oh yeah, swiping it right across my lips and leaving it purposely like a little bit pinky around the sides and through cracks because it has to look like I've been frozen. Then I'm going to be taking this lip shimmer, which is a clear gloss with some sparkles in it. Yes. And that is the look finished. So guys, now all my makeup is washed off, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, and I love you all so much, and I hope you're enjoying these Christmas makeup looks and the Christmas vlogmas. So I love you all so much. Have a great day, great evening, great week. Have a great Christmas. I love you all so much. Bye. See you next time.